Okay, guys, I'm gonna start. Thank you for attending again this morning. So it's going to be a nice and sunny day here in Johannesburg. We had a few days of rain. So welcome all. Our guest speaker for today will be Ulas Cubuk. She's an offering manager in the IBM application integration space. Ulas, please, when you start, just give us a small introduction to yourself. But she's going to do us a presentation on the CI/CD pipeline. Before we do that, Kieran has asked to just a one-slider as promotion. Thanks for hijacking my meeting, Kieran. But Kieran, the stage is yours if you want to say a few words.
Yeah, so thank you for the opportunity. I just want to sort of highlight and call out the IBM Think conference that's happening next week. It's May 5 to 6. This is our flagship conference that's typically held in the US, either in Vegas or in San Francisco last year. And there's typically a hefty charge associated with attending. In light of COVID, we've of course went digital, and we've opened this event up to anybody and everybody that wants to register. So head over to ibm.com/think, register. There's phenomenal content. What I've done at the bottom here is just highlight some key integration content that I think will be key. There's labs, there's keynote sessions. We have Amy Farrah Fowler from Big Bang Theory. That's going to be one of the keynote sessions. And of course, our new CEO, Arvind Krishna, as well as our new president, Jim White, is going to be delivering keynotes. So yeah, please do register. Check out IBM Think May 5 and 6. Tons and tons of contents and sessions ranging from almost everything that we do as IBM. Reach out to Francois or myself or any of the IBM teams on this call if you have any questions or comments or you have issues with registering. Thanks, Francois.
Thanks, Kieran. Yes, I think for our guys that don't like to travel to the US, it's too far or too expensive or takes up too much time. This is a great opportunity for us. I will definitely attend many of the sessions. Ulas, if you can share your screen, I think we're going to give over to you.
Yes, good morning again. So I share my screen. Can you see the screen? Let me try again. Okay. So, yeah, thank you very much, Francis, for inviting me to this chit-chat session. So a little bit introduction about myself. So I'm working here in Hursley, well, at the moment from home, of course, but for App Connect offering management. And so previously I was also a tech sale for WebSphere for a long time, and I was part of MEA geography. So me and Francis work on various projects, I remember. And before that, I was in rational tech sales. And so after my tech sales experience, I joined to MEA Europe Love Services consultancy. So, but mostly worked on data power and API Connect. So we delivered lots of open banking projects. And then a couple of months back, so I think last year, end of last year, I joined the offering management team. And before IBM, I used to work as a mainframe programmer. I work in an IBM partner, so other sorts of things. But here I am at the moment. So today I will give you a brief presentation about where we stand as App Connect in this in CI/CD DevOps approach, and also I want to take your opinion either in this session or later on. You can send to Francis. So what are your blockers? What are the opportunities that customers are asking you to show a CI/CD pipeline, for example, and in what features you are struggling. So I really want to hear about those too.
Ulas, we've got several customers dialed in today as well, you know, so hopefully they will give their opinion directly here.
Oh, perfect, perfect.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Because from my perspective, as I was when I was working as a lab services, and so most of my projects were related to one component was always related to implement a CI/CD solution. So I had an experience on implementing these solutions as well. A brief introduction. So I think all of us know about what is a CI/CD, what is DevOps, basically, so the continuous integration is not a new thing, but it's the main practice of DevOps. But actually, it's a software development process that basically means that whatever you are doing, your work, your code, just integrate with the main branch more frequently in order to identify issues earlier. And continuous delivery comes in when the continuous integration ends, right? So whenever you are ensured that the work you have done is quality assured, then it could be very easy to apply those changes, whatever it is. It could be updates, bug fixes, new features into the selected infrastructure environment. It could be dev, test, or pre-production. And continuous deployment takes this one step further. So sometimes we think that continuous deployment and delivery is the same thing. When you think about CD, you think that it's the same thing, but it takes a further step and removes the need for manual intervention. So whenever a new release is ready, then make it available automatically to production environment as well. Well, in most of the customers, especially in enterprise customers, this is not really a desired approach, really, because of some legal issues or security policies. But still, that's the end goal, and most of the startups may be picking up that approach as well. And DevOps is a process, right? So it combines all those things and make it operable, make it manageable, and CI/CD pipeline. CI/CD pipeline is just an enabler of DevOps. It's because it's important to automate all these steps. You can all do this maybe manually or automatically, but it's the enabler of the DevOps. So why it is important for integration? So of course, mostly DevOps and CI/CD is mostly mentioned by us in the context of application development, but it's just as important as in integration development, because when you think about integration, solutions are the enablers of many business critical applications. Then of course you need to follow the same agility, you need to follow the same practices to just simplify and accelerate the deployment of the integrations, but also not compromising from the quality and security policies. And as you know, most of you, maybe some of you working in development, some of you working in operations. For my experience, I work in both sides. Even before IBM, I was working as in the development organization. But while working in IBM, I had to especially in my consultancy days, mostly I work in the operations team. So I always see this struggle between these two major departments. So developers usually complain, oh, it's just working in my environment on my laptop, but whereas in production things don't work the same. And also development, the pace of change is more, it's high. there's a lot of push. The project managers just pushing that, okay, we need to apply this change now, today, tomorrow. But whereas in operations, especially in big companies, so there are lots of processes. So in order to even make a simple, maybe simple configuration change, you might need in some places lots of change requests. So you need to fill lots of change requests. You need to go through lots of approvals. So because that's understandable, they need stability, and this culture is still is relevant in most of the places. Whereas DevOps comes into play, that the ultimate dream to bring these two cultures in a more effective way. Having said that, I want to step back and just remind you, what's API Connect, so App Connect. So probably most of you already work with IBM App Connect, but just a quick reminder from a development and operations perspective. So App Connect has a great flexibility to run on almost anywhere. So you can run it on public clouds. You can manage on any public cloud yourself, or you can let IBM to host. You can use the managed cloud service. You can run it on premises using private cloud options such as Cloud Pak for integration or any other virtualization technology, or you can run it as a software and within various platforms. So in that respect, when we talk about from operation perspective, we have lots of runtime options, as you can see. And if you think the development experience, there is a full development experience for everyone. So if you are looking for a more high control, then we have a Eclipse-based toolkit, which is a very powerful tooling experience, and you can build and manage your integration with for various requirements. And for high productivity, and which is more geared towards less experienced integration specialist, let's say, we have a web-based tooling as well, which is the core part of our iPaaS offering, but also now it is available on private cloud via Cloud Pak for integration. So you have various choices, and you can also combine these two solutions to these assets into one big integration solution as well. So there is these are not really independent assets. So you can combine these solutions. So in the sense of, okay, how will we remember that development and operations team? So basically what will happen after all, we have a development environment, and from our development environment, we create these integration applications, REST APIs, integration services, or from designer, we have lots of cloud connectors. We create batch flows, event-driven flows, and these all flow to one of those runtimes I showed you before. And there is especially on cloud, there is a single merge dashboard experience to manage all these integration assets. And what else? So all these assets can be packed into a deployment file, which is most of you already know, but if you are not aware of it, it's a broker archive file, so bar file. So all those assets are built into a bar file and then deployed into runtime via various operational tools, let's say. So it could be a REST API, a command line, or from the toolkit, or from these management dashboards. So basically, this is how we link this CI/CD process. We can enable CI/CD process via these management assets. So in this respect, so what are the basic technical steps for a route to live? I'm telling the route to live. Route to live is from development to become live, and in that sense, it's the ultimate project end goal, right? So you can have a waterfall approach. You can have agile DevOps approach. You might be just applying these sprints and 2 weeks or 4 weeks sprints, getting user stories, feeding those using stories to development, and then running these sprints, applying continuous integration testing. So it might be any process, but after all, the basic technical steps to enable all this is development, of course, but then to build the asset that you need to deploy and make it run, make it live. So these are the 2 basic steps. And I'm telling this because all my DevOps projects, so after all, what we have done is to, whichever solution, whichever DevOps tool we use, we just implemented these flexible build and deployment scripts. So at the background, technically, what we have done to enable DevOps is to build these technical components. And the DevOps tool landscape is really crowded. As you can see, I just put some of them, but I'm sure there are more to this. For example, in the planning requirements planning phase, you have Jira, change management. You can have ServiceNow, Salesforce, it's very crowded, and even I'm not mentioning the now these Kubernetes native, cloud native tools that are coming, like Tekton, like those sort of things. So it is growing, and it will grow like that. Before IBM, I was a configuration manager and change and configuration manager at some stage, and we use a clear case, a clear request, and I implemented all these application lifecycle management processes in my company. And the idea is the same, but it is evolving. It's becoming more collaborative. It's becoming more agile. So that's the goal. That's the goal. It is going forward to make it more agile. So, for example, let's have a look at this basic integration development lifecycle. This might be familiar to some of you. There are still some customers who are using App Connect toolkit as on-premise software. Then it's an Eclipse toolkit, and what usually they are doing is an Eclipse toolkit. It is integrated via Eclipse plugin to one of these SCM solutions, and they check in their integration assets to an asset repository. I'm not giving any tool name here because that could be an IBM product or an open source product or anything. But the idea is, yes, they store their integration artifacts in a source code repository, version control, asset repository. And the integration developers is getting these requirements, change, and issues from somewhere. It could be followed by Jira or some other tool, or it could be Excel. But then these integration assets, artifacts flow into a build server. It could be Jenkins, or maybe even it's a basic host server where you run MQSI commands to build a bar file. So semi-automated. And then this flow goes into a deployment where you just deploy your assets to a runtime environment, dev, QA, stage, or prod, and then apply some test practices. So this is the basic development lifecycle. And this is an example how, for example, you can achieve this with UrbanCode, just one of the tools in the market which offers DevOps tools, right? And here, interesting thing is, it's not only, of course, just deploying the artifacts. So it's also spinning up the environments. So spinning up the integration servers. And it's, after all, this is at the background is all possible because of the management tools that App Connect is providing, the MQSI commands, the REST API. And you can see here a simple flow just to spin up an environment and then deploy the artifact. Well, if you are asking, probably you are asking a modern twist, so cloud-native DevOps. So today, most of the companies are now not only active on the on-premise software space, they started to create some integration solutions and containers. So let's say we also support OpenShift for sure, natively, or it's a Cloud Pack for integration or not. And when we look at this space, you will find also a lot of built-in, cloud-native DevOps options to just achieve that route to live. There is a blog post about this, but I can simply explain this picture here. So the idea is the same, but we have some new assets to just deliver this DevOps deployments. And here our final artifact, deployable artifact, is not only bar anymore. It's compared to the traditional side. It's an image. And we still have a repository where we store the integration artifact, the bar file, or a Docker file, Jenkins file, the script that will execute the CI/CD, right? And we have an image registry. So we have an image registry where we store the base images. And the key thing here is the pipeline. It can be also a container. Yes, the pipeline, the Jenkins pipeline, is also a container here that is only executed during build time, during the deployment, and then it just destroys itself automatically. So that's the difference, right? So you don't need to use any resources if you are not really consume any resources if you are not really using that. And so basically here, this pipeline is just another Jenkins file implementation, but it's underneath it is using the OpenShift plugin and OpenShift commands to support this, along with our App Connect MQSI commands. It just gets these artifacts and builds the ACE image on top of, bakes the bar file into ACE base image, and then after this build process pushes the image into an registry, and then the deploy step again underneath it uses OpenShift commands via this pipeline plugin and deploys this new image to a container, as a container, let's say, and creates the routes, whatever, just make it available to the end user. So it's just one simple modern twist. The other example you can find is, of course, you might be all aware of this red book, but there is a more a comprehensive CI/CD pipeline, and as you can see, this is all the process. So the basic steps, okay, build and deploy, but you can inject many other steps to achieve this goal. And in this red book, it is again just pulling the infrastructure source, pulling the app source, building bar file and the image, and then deploying to the environment as a Helm release in this case. So deploy the Helm chart to dev, testing, and then deploying the Helm chart to test, doing the functional test, is performance test, and push image to production image repo. So this flow example is available in the Red Book. So some more in-depth look at this pipeline in the Red Book. Other than this, you can find lots of blogs about this, and there is no single way of doing this. So one blog is about the thing I explained, creating an integration application using Jenkins pipeline. There is another series of microservice development on OpenShift, where in this third one, for example, it's using Texon. So most of us are also interested in how can we apply on Texon, and there is some examples that is using, again, on a traditional software environment using Maven and Jenkins, how we apply that Maven and Jenkins to Cloudpack for integration. So these are all available blog links that you can go and try. And if you want to, if you have another idea, so we can also work together to make it happen as a blog. That will be my ask. And here, I don't know, Francis, how much time you left? So there is also
you've got about 5-7 minutes left, and then the discussions.
Okay. I will do this quickly. Then I will share the presentation anyway. Or this is so. We have a customer case study that's about who implemented the reusable CI/CD pipeline. So as you can imagine, the business problem was to just being more agile for sure. And the project goal was to provide the ACE as containers and running in production, and to use this as a best practice. So it was not. It was not like a POC. It was an important service, but at the same time, it was a low volume service. So running on third-party cloud provider, I think in that case it was this was Amazon, as far as I remember, Amazon Web Services running on Kubernetes. And this service was also communicating with on-premise data power and SAP backend. So just a very high-level solution description. And the landscape of this project was quite crowded again. They developed a digital acceleration platform, so App Connect was not the only focus. So they just try to modernize all their development platform. And the tools chosen was Jenkins, Bitbucket, Helm, Red API for testing, Twistlog Scan, so some containers security solutions were also used. And the environments were, so in this project, as I mentioned before, it was it's a big bang, so they didn't want to adopt continuous deployment. So for production, there was a separate pipeline. So the first pipeline is just from sandbox stage to pre-production. And the step was the high-level CI/CD process was something like this. As a repository, Bitbucket was used as a repository, and there were three sub repositories. Application is where you store the application source, ACE artifacts, Red API test projects, and Helm values. So any kind of configuration config files are stored in the application library, and then common libraries and infrastructure is the common Helm charts and the values and the Jenkins files to spin up the ACE environment. And you can see the same familiar steps, pipeline, pulling the source code, building the bar, building the ACE image with the barim, and deploying the environment, running the API test. If it succeeds, then push the artifact to the image repo. So this was the basic steps we applied. Right. So I am. So if we have some time left, or we can take some questions and talk about blockers in your projects. Talk about your new projects. So if we have some time left, otherwise you can also send me your questions later via email.
Oh, thanks a million, Ulas. That was great. Any questions at this point in time, guys? Thanks a million, Ulas. I'm not sure if you can share these slides with us, but if you can, please pop it to me. Then I'll put it in our directory. If not, I would still like. There's a lot of links in your slides. I would like to get hold of that links and then just post them. Okay, guys. As usual, a short news section. We've got. On the IBM worldwide, we've got a newsroom, and 2 South Africans made the newsroom. A guy called Grisham and Toby Kurin in our research lab here in Johannesburg. They created a web-based app around the solar energy field. Have a look at it; quite interesting. I just thought I would mention that. A general discussion, guys. Anything else you would like to discuss now? Any ideas for sessions for future areas? My idea for the session for next week is to show how we can take a toolkit bar file and deploy it on App Connect, that's in the cloud, and then to make that App Connect bar file that's running in the cloud communicate with an on-premise application. But I'm open for any other ideas. Any other comments around integration? Unmute yourself. We've got a few minutes left for today.
Hi, Francois. This is Ernest from Liberty.
Hi, Ernest. Welcome.
I was spent some bit of time on the IBM cloud about 2 months ago, but I couldn't find the App Connect toolkit on any of the tools that were offered for the free package. Is that something that you can get down there? Because I only got the designer.
Yeah,
App Connect designer, but not the.
Yeah, so the toolkit doesn't run on the cloud. The toolkit runs as part of App Connect Enterprise that you need to install on-premise. For development, there's a free copy available, so you can download App Connect Enterprise and run it on your developer workstation for free, no issue at all. So if you can't find it, I can definitely try and find the download link for you. But yes, that is installed on-premise. It is not a cloud option for the toolkit.
And then how would the bar file installation work then?
There's a few examples available at the moment, but really it's an upload of the bar file into App Connect on the cloud, or we used to call it App Connect Professional, and then it actually deploys it there and it runs. But I'll show you that in the demo next week. If you're a lot more eager to see it, pop me a mail. You've got my mail address. I'm on leave at the moment, so I might not read it all the time, but I do have a video somewhere that I've created as well on how to do it. But yeah, it's a bar file that you upload to the cloud and it runs there.
Also, so the perfect setup will be to get your toolkit on your local machine, do your designs, done them perfectly, and then connect your application server to the cloud, and then deploy it from then on.
Yeah, so the deploy is not, you don't really need to connect an application server. Is that the deploy is really an upload of a bar file into the App Connect space on the IBM cloud. So once you've created an App Connect instance there, you can do it for free. There's a light version.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you attended the session 2 weeks ago, Ernst, but we had several demos running then on how to do normal App Connect designer work. If not, have a look at the replay, and you might get some ideas there.
No, just that I was only curious about the whole cloud, working on a cloud setup. The local stuff, well, I guess it's pretty much easy. But yeah.
100%.
All right, we'll wait for next week then. That'll be great.
Okay, 100%.
All right, then. Thanks.